Hello people, I am the Real Comic Book Gamer, and today we're going to be talking about 5G, which is supposedly a new event coming from DC Comics. So it's a new event that is rumored. It's not confirmed yet, but every single comic book outlet has been writing articles about it, has been reporting on it. It seems like it's very likely, especially from what the stuff we got from New York City Comic Con, and that's where a lot of this stuff stemmed. But I believe Bleeding Cool reported on some of this stuff back in June also, and it all seems very legit and like this is going to happen. So if you don't know what 5G is, it's a new event coming from DC, most likely next year around like summer or fall, and it's going to be replacing a lot of classic heroes. And yeah, let's just cover what 5G is. So at New York Comic Con, Dan DiDio, who's the co-publisher of DC Comics, revealed the new timeline of DC Comics. So it shows that the first generation is Wonder Woman, when she's the first public hero, and she starts the first generation of DC Comics. And then the second generation starts with Superman when he first shows up, and then after that you have the third generation, which spans from Crisis on Infinite Earths to Flashpoint, and then you have the fourth generation, which is what we're currently reading, so from the New 52 to today. And then it looks like the fifth generation, which is 5G. That's what 5G stands for, which most likely, by the way, it's going to change names. It seems that's just a placeholder name until they can get something better. But 5G, the fifth generation, starts it seems like next year in the fall. So the plan is to replace a lot of the classic heroes like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, to replace a lot of them with new people, so to get new readers interested, so that way a lot of the people who are like, Action Comic is on issue 1017 or whatever, I don't want to have to read 1016 issues prior to know what's going on. I don't want to do that. It's to get those people into comics. That's the plan anyways. That's how it seems Dan DiDio sees it, and that's what he's going to be doing. So they're going to reset it. I don't know about rebooting. It seems like they're trying to keep the past continuity intact still. They're just trying to replace the current heroes with new heroes. It seems like they're not going to be New 52ing it to where they're just rebooting everything from the beginning. It's like, here's your favorite heroes, except now all their history is gone and we're starting from the beginning. It doesn't seem like a clean slate. It just seems like, here's your favorite heroes, all their history still intact, we're just getting rid of them to replace them with other heroes that will be taking over the mantle. That seems to be the plan. And as far as we know, we don't know who's going to be taking over who yet, but the two rumors are Luke Fox will be taking over Batman. That one seems like the most concrete one. Like, I've heard that a lot. And Jonathan Kent will be taking over Superman. So let's delve into that a little bit. So Luke Fox is also known as Batwing. That was his superhero persona. He is Lucius Fox's son, and he hasn't been relevant since the New 52, when he has a book, he had a title in New 52 called Batwing, written by Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti, who I really like those writers. They wrote my favorite Jonah Hex series. They had an amazing long run on Jonah Hex, and they did a great job. And then from what I read of Batwing, I didn't read everything, it was pretty solid. I liked it. They did a good job with Batwing. But Luke Fox is kind of coming out of left field. It's like really weird why they would choose him, because he hasn't been relevant since the New 52. I don't know why they would choose him out of all the people. Like, it's kind of weird. I know a lot of people would say Dick Grayson, but I'm fine with Dick Grayson not being Batman. I know a lot of people wanted him to stay as Batman when he replaced him after Batman R.I.P. and Battle for the Cowl and everything, which I liked his stint as Batman. It was fun, but I don't think he should remain Batman, because Dick Grayson is Nightwing to me. That is who he is. He's not Batman. He's that character that is meant to get out from under Batman's shadow, and he doesn't need to be, associated with Batman all the time. And I like him being Nightwing and having Bloodhaven, having his own city. I feel like him abandoning the Nightwing mantle and going to be Batman doesn't make sense. Like, he has his own city. He has his own persona. He needs to stick to that, and I like Nightwing better than Batman. Like, I think it's more interesting. And so I don't think him staying Batman permanently makes sense to me. But someone that I do think it makes sense to me is Tim Drake. I think Tim Drake being Batman makes sense because he doesn't really have his own identity. He was Robin and then Red Robin, so not really an upgrade. And now he's like, I haven't been reading Young Justice because it's written by Bendis, and I hate everything Bendis is doing currently. But now he's taken on the persona of Drake, which is a duck. So he went from being a Robin to a duck. So that's cool. And so yeah, he's in a big need of a change. So I think him taking over as Batman makes sense. Don't get me wrong, I want Bruce Wayne to stay Batman because I think Bruce Wayne is Batman, and people want to read Bruce Wayne as Batman. That's what the fans want. And at the end of the day, you're trying to sell books, and what do the fans want? They want Bruce Wayne as Batman because Bruce Wayne is Batman. So I'm fine with that, but if you want to do another book with Tim Drake as Batman, I think that'd be cool as well, and I think it would make sense for him to take over Batman. Tim Drake being Batman just makes sense to me. I feel like he was the most complete Robin as far as like the Robins go. I think Nightwing's afterwards, I think Nightwing's the best, but in terms of as the most complete Robin, I think Tim Drake was the most well-rounded, and I think him becoming Batman would make sense. I think it would be cool, and I would be very interested in reading a Tim Drake Batman book. But Luke Fox as Batman is weird, because again, he hasn't been relevant since the New 52. I have no clue what the hell he's doing currently. I don't know what's going on with him. Why would he come back and be Batman? It doesn't make any sense. It's out of so left field. As far as Jonathan Kent being Superman, there's no point in him taking over right now. Also, to age him up again would be stupid, because the rumor that I'm hearing is that he'll be aged up a second time. Because if you don't know, Jonathan Kent is Superman's son. He was like 10 years old, and then he got aged up 7 years to where he's 17, because Bendis wanted him to join the Legion of Superheroes, and Bendis thought that if he was a 10-year-old hanging out with the Legion of Superheroes, who I don't know if they're currently teenagers or adults, it changes all the time. That seems like they're young adults. It would be kind of weird for him to be hanging out with them when he's 10 years old. So he aged him up 7 years. Really stupid, ruined a lot of things, ruined the Jonathan Kent, Damian Wayne friendship, and it was just very, very stupid. No point. But now it looks like he's going to be aged up again, so instead of being 17, he'll be, I don't know, 25 or whatever. He'll get aged up a second time during whatever crisis event happens, because the rumor with 5G is that there will be a crisis event that will happen in the summer of next year of 2020, and that will lead into the release of these new titles, or not new titles, but the taking over of the titles in the fall. So the event will happen, and then in the fall, all your favorite heroes will be replaced with new heroes, which this isn't new. This did happen in the 90s. That's how we got guys like Kyle Rayner and stuff. But yeah, anyways, Jonathan Kent taking over Superman. I think I would 100% be down with Jonathan Kent taking over Superman in a separate title, like a Batman Beyond style title. Like, here's a book 50 years in the future where Superman is, I don't know, he decided that Jonathan Kent was ready to be Superman, and he could go and have a peaceful life with Lois or something or whatever, or even though 50 years in the future, who knows what Lois is doing at that time, if she's like super old, or if it's like that Tom King story in what's it called, in Action Comics 1000, where he gives her a serum so she can live longer with him. Who knows what's going on? But if they did a future story, I would be down to read Jonathan Kent as Superman. I think it makes sense for him to take over the role of Superman, but right now, no, don't age him up again just to have him replace Superman. Clark Kent is still Superman. He needs to be still Superman. He is Superman. It doesn't make sense for Jonathan Kent to take over right now and to age him up just specifically for that. It's stupid, it's dumb, and I don't like it. But yeah, it seems like DC is just trying to do this to apparently get new readers. But the thing that I don't understand is, so all the articles are saying that they're doing this to get new readers that are upset with having to read a bunch of other issues to understand what's going on in the comics right now. But I don't know who those people are. Who are these supposed tons, like thousands of comic book readers that are just like, man, I would totally be buying tons of these comics if only I didn't have to know the past histories. Oh darn, I guess I won't buy them, but if they replace these heroes that I'm interested in with other heroes that I know nothing about, I will totally read those heroes. Like, who's like, oh man, I will not read Detective Comics currently because it's too confusing for me, but wow, Luke Fox is now Batman, I will totally pick that up. There's no one. No one's like that. I guarantee you there's no one out there that is like, man, thank God they replaced Bruce Wayne with Luke Fox. Now I can read Batman. Or no one's like, oh man, thank God Clark Kent is no longer Superman. Now it's his son, Jonathan Kent, that I know nothing about. I will totally read that comic book. Like, these people don't exist. I don't get it. Like, all these articles that I'm reading talking about comic readers that are sitting on the sidelines that won't, or potential comic readers that are sitting on the sidelines that won't read because of continuity. Yes, there are people that are afraid to jump into comics because it's a lot. You see Action Comics 1017 or 16, whatever they're on currently, and it looks kind of daunting. But I don't think anyone that is legitimately interested in spending their hard-earned money on comics is scared of that to the point where they won't buy any comics. I feel like there are a lot of people that see that like, okay, guess I'll go buy a trade or go look at some back issues or something. Or there's some people that will jump headfirst into it and just be like, well, this cover looks interesting, guess I'll buy it. You know, I don't think there's anyone out there that's really like, man, I'm just not going to read any of this until they replace it with another character that I know nothing about. It just, I don't buy it. I don't see it. It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't think this DC thing makes sense. and it seems like another sort of DCU thing, where if you don't know what DCU was, it was a sort of a softcore-ish reboot. Well, not really a reboot, but sort of like a relaunching of titles after the New 52. So New 52 happened, then like a couple years later, DCU happened. So New 52 relaunched everything, started from zero. It was like, now we're going to start from like the very beginning of these heroes' careers, like 5 years in or whatever. And then the DCU happened a couple years later, because they're like, man, we're kind of a little bit away from the New 52. We're in between where we haven't had anything happen in a while. Things are getting stagnant. We've kind of lost our way. People didn't really like the New 52 either. We're very confused. DCU. And now it seems like that's what 5G is, because it's like DC Rebirth. People loved it. It was great. People really enjoyed it. And then they're like, oh wait, now we've kind of lost our way, because we went away from Jeff Johns' vision with DC Rebirth, where he's going to tie it all together with Doomsday Clock, and it's going to be this amazing, beautiful story. And now Tom King has kind of been ruining Batman, and Bendis has been ruining Superman, and everything's just on fire right now, and people are screaming and dying in the streets. We need another reboot, and that's what they're doing. That's what it seems like now. They're kind of in panic mode, so they're like, let's just reboot everything. And it's like, but then in like 5 years, Jeff Johns will probably fix it again. So it's just, man, it's rough. It sucks. I'm not looking forward to whatever this Crisis event is next year or next summer. It's just not much to look forward to. But anyways, I want to know, what are you guys' thoughts in the comments below? What do you think of this rumored 5G event? Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? All I know is when this happens, I'm probably going to be canceling a lot of my pull and buying a lot more indie and Marvel books when this happens, because just, man, I'm not interested in this at all. But anyways, yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. On my grind all day, gonna make $1 million, son, that someday. You know I'm in the building when I write this way. Put me in the ground when I bite this game,